Well, boat crossings on the English Channel have surged to the highest on record. More than 4,600 people making the journey in the first 3 months of the year. Pollsters warn PM Rishi Sunak risks losing voters to the right-wing Reform Party if he fails to stem the tide. Sky News contributor Emily Carver joins me now. Emily, good to see you as always. Thank you. How polarising is this issue and will it be a key election focus this year?
It is hugely polarising. Of course, there are some do-gooders in this country who seem to believe any attempt to stop the boats is cruel and inhumane. But by and large, the vast majority of the British public want the boats to stop immediately, not least for national security reasons. But at the moment, the government is in a very difficult position. There is little to no confidence at all that the government is going to stop the boats. A recent poll found that 80% of Brits have little to no confidence that the government will achieve their aims. 3/4 believe the Rwanda deportation plan, is unlikely to go ahead. Only 2% think it's very likely to go ahead. Another poll shows only 1% of voters believe that the Rwanda bill will stop the boats. So there is absolutely zero confidence at the moment in the government that they're going to achieve their aims. Of course, the cost of living, of course, the state of public services will be very high in people's minds when they go to the ballot box. But I do think immigration is becoming more and more salient. And that's because we keep reaching record highs, both with legal and illegal migration.
Well, I mean, this is the thing. 4,600 people making the journey in the first 3 months of the year. Surely, Emily, that is government failure. That is not good enough.
Well, I think this is an emergency situation for this country. You can't have thousands of undocumented, mainly men, coming across the channel into our country without people starting to think, hang on, this is risking our security. We don't know who these people are. We don't always know what countries they're coming from. And they cost the taxpayer huge amounts of money. So something needs to change. Our asylum system is completely broken. And it's quite interesting because now even centrist, One Nation Tories, the fluffy liberal type ones are coming out to say, actually, something needs to change with the European Court of Human Rights, because that is the court that has prevented deportations in the past to Rwanda and often prevents us from deporting illegal migrants and also foreign criminals. But now we've got the United Nations getting involved too and saying that we need to scrap the Rwanda plan, which is absolutely ludicrous considering the UN already sends refugees to Rwanda themselves. So we're in a right mess, but this Rishi Sunak does have to at least get the boat numbers down considerably in order to have any trust.
Well, that's it. I mean, it's the same old usual people who intervene, isn't it? Now, revised figures reveal the UK's economy actually went into recession last year, GDP declining by 0.3%. That must be surely, Emily, another blow for Rishi Sunak.
It is another blow because he was the Chancellor of the Exchequer during the pandemic crisis and now, of course, as the Prime Minister. But this is a problem in this country that goes back years. Growth has been sluggish for years and years and years and years, a little bit up, a little bit down, a tiny proportion of a percentage up and then down the next month. And there's only so much Rishi Sunak can blame COVID and blame Russia's invasion of Ukraine and everything else. The reality is that we are stuck in this country in a quagmire of low productivity and stagnant living standards. And yes, Liz Truss, she did mess up as Prime Minister, but at least she understood the need for supply side reforms to boost growth. At the moment, we've got huge numbers of people on sickness and out of work benefits. Mass immigration doesn't seem to be having an impact on the economy in terms of improving it. And taxes are at a 70-year high, higher than what we've seen since the end of World War II. It really is a bit of a shocking situation for the average Brit.
Yeah, extraordinary times. Now, look, Prince Harry's failed security court case against the Home Office has cost taxpayers, Emily, over £500,000. That's close to $1 million Aussie dollars. Spare the taxpayers the agony, seriously.
I know, £500,000. Of course, the Duke of Sussex, Prince Harry, he did lose his High Court battle about his police protection only last month. Now it's revealed the court case against our government has cost us all £500,000. You couldn't make it up. I do think there's a question over whether the royal family should be able to take legal action against the government in this way and whether it should be costing the taxpayer huge sums of money. Of course, Now we're just hearing this, but he's been left with an estimated legal bill of about £1 million himself. So there really aren't any winners here at all.
Well, there's no winners. I mean, it's costing taxpayers. He's got a tax bill. You wonder whether or not he regretted his action. He probably didn't, because he probably liked the publicity, as he always does. Emily Carver, great to speak with you as always. Thanks for joining us this evening.